This is WKYT This Morning.
Hey, good morning to you. So good to have you on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Thursday, March 24th.
Bright and early. And now at 6:30, the latest on the manhunt for one of the suspects connected to the deadly terror attacks in Belgium.
Meanwhile, a mother is headed to Brussels to help in the search for her missing son and daughter-in-law, who is from Lexington.
And a country music star is coming home to Eastern Kentucky tonight, and he's going to be giving a free concert.
Line of showers out and about back toward the west. Not so much for our viewing area. It's actually dry this morning. When we get into the afternoon and evening, look at your temperatures already 50s and 60s. I'm going to show you when this rain moves on in and when the storms actually move on in, because it's going to be two totally different times. That's coming up.
All right, let's get you the latest news this morning. Belgian and French media are reporting that there may actually be two attackers who are at large this morning following the deadly attacks on the airport and subway in Brussels.
Prosecutors have previously said they think one person is on the run. It's now thought that one of the suspects survived the bombings at the subway. In Brussels, the chief suspect in last year's Paris attacks is due in court today, and European Union Justice and Interior ministers are holding an emergency meeting today. Meanwhile, false hope is leading to frustration for the families of a Lexington native and her husband, who are still missing after the deadly attacks.
As the hours tick by, Stephanie and Justin Schultz were in the Brussels airport when two suicide bombers blew themselves up. Stephanie is a Bryan Station and Transylvania University graduate. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Lexington now with reaction from the missing couple's families. He joins us from the campus where Stephanie
studied. Good morning,
studied.
Bill. The family has been counting these long hours as they have been dragging by. They say that the agonizing wait for information was made much more painful yesterday when reports that they had been found alive turned out to be wrong. Justin Schultz's brother says that his mother was told by someone in the State Department that the couple had been discovered and that they were alive. However, he says a couple hours later they learned that that was false information, false hope, and he calls that something that is disgusting. Now, while the couple has been missing for 2 days, the family still has hope that they will be found alive because their names have not appeared on the casualty list. Stephanie's mother says the couple was waiting in the departure gate of Brussels airport when the bombs exploded nearby. Stephanie's mother was checking in for her flight home when those blasts went off, throwing her off her feet.
The blast from the bomb, it didn't hurt her physically. She has some minor injuries with her eardrum, and things, but, it wasn't a significant injury. But when she got up, she looked where they were standing, and they weren't there.
You can hear the emotion in that interview, something that's so hard to listen to as they continue to search for answers as to the whereabouts of the couple. Now, Justin's father, or rather Justin's mother, as well as Stephanie's father, they are receiving expedited passports through a United States process so they can get over to Brussels as quickly as possible, where they are hoping to get on the ground there to continue searching for the couple themselves. They say they have been making phone calls to all the hospitals in the city there, but the government is not allowing them to release any information about whether they are treating patients or not. So they are hoping, again, to dig up some more answers themselves once they're anticipating landing in Brussels later today. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, a long wait for answers that continues, and we'll continue to dig into this story as well. Here's another facet. In Lincoln County, school officials are trying to decide if they should go ahead with a planned educational trip to France and England that is set for next month. Dozens of Lincoln County high school students have been planning a trip for more than a year. But after the Brussels attacks, some of them are worried about safety. The U.S. State Department has issued a travel alert for Europe that goes through June 20th. And the Lincoln County school superintendent says officials plan to discuss their options during a meeting with parents tonight. Now, for the latest on the Brussels attacks, keep it here on WKYT and also keep checking WKYT.com. You can also find updates on the WKYT News app.
Investigators say alcohol may have been a factor in a crash involving an off-duty Danville police officer. That officer has now resigned. Investigators say Officer Ryan Hundley was speeding when he crashed into a truck in February. The Danville Advocate-Messenger says the accident report shows Hundley admitted to drinking alcohol before the crash. The other driver says he's glad to see Hundley step down.
I feel like I'm very blessed to be alive. Beyond lucky.
Now, this wasn't the first time Hundley has made headlines. A few months before the crash, he pulled over a Boyle County school bus to confront a child who was reportedly teasing his daughter. He was put on paid administrative leave for that incident. A man accused in a Lexington murder is awaiting to be extradited from Michigan. U.S. Marshals arrested Devontae Hobbs in Detroit. Now, Hobbs is accused of shooting and killing 23-year-old Timothy Brown Jr. in January outside the McDonald's on Russell Cave Road.
Happening today, a former state lawmaker will be sentenced in a bribery case. Keith Hall is facing 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. He was convicted of corruption after being accused of paying a state mine inspector tens of thousands of dollars to overlook safety violations at coal mines he owned. Hall's sentencing has been delayed at least twice.
Visitations are today for a murdered Kentucky mother and her 2 children who recently called Lexington home. Louisville police say Brad Hettinger shot and killed his wife and their 2 children before killing himself. His family says the 33-year-old Army Reserve veteran was seeking help for PTSD and was attending marriage counseling with his wife. Army records show Hettinger was deployed to Iraq for 10 months in 2011. Visitation for his wife and children is today in Nicholasville. All 3 will be buried tomorrow at Camp Nelson National Cemetery. The Republican-controlled Kentucky Senate has approved its version of a state budget.
And of course, this proposal includes most of the cuts that were recommended by Governor Matt Bevin, but it drops millions in bonds that were proposed for a Lexington project. And then the House says its version. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is joining us from our live desk now with more details about the budget. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. One Senate budget cut may halt a highly anticipated Lexington project. In a 21-16 vote, the Senate nixed funding for expansion of the Lexington Convention Center. Republican Senate leaders opposed the city increasing its local hotel room tax to cover $60 million worth of bonds. Several Lexington area senators stood in protest, saying its convention center needs to be updated to remain competitive. The center CEO said after the vote he'd help answer any questions the Senate had about those renovations. But that's not the only big news that came out of the Senate Wednesday. Budget cuts that many public institutions have been rallying against in Frankfort may just come to fruition. The Senate-approved budget includes most of Governor Matt Bevin's proposed slashes in state spending. That means public colleges and universities, state constitutional officers, and public preschool programs will be cut by 9% over the next 2 years. Conversely, House Democrats remove much of Bevin's budget cuts. The 2 sides hope they can come to a compromise by next week. At the live desk, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
All right, we'll stay on top of the budget negotiations, which are anticipated to go on into the weekend, by the way. The State House has unanimously passed a bill that would change how long DUIs stay on a driver's record in Kentucky. Right now, the DUI look-back period, as it's called, is 5 years. That means 5 years after a conviction, the counter is reset, and a new DUI is considered to be the first offense. But this bill would change that period to 10 years. The bill has already passed the Senate. It will now head to Governor Bevin's desk. It was filed with an emergency clause, so if he signs the bill, it will take effect immediately.
A Grammy Award-winning singer will return to his hometown here in eastern Kentucky tonight to play in a free concert. Chris Stapleton will perform tonight at Johnson Central High School in Paintsville. Tickets have already been handed out for the concert. The school's principal says Stapleton is also donating $60,000 worth of musical instruments to the Johnson Central Band. He also plans to perform for students and staff this afternoon. Good guy coming home. Well,
that's really neat. He knows where he's from, you know, despite all of these awards and the acclaim around the world and fans around the world as well. He knows Johnson County is where it started for him,
right? It's a great donation for the school, too.
Yeah. All right, UK coach John Calipari says every eligible player on his team, including walk-ons, will submit their names into the NBA draft. New rules allow a player to submit his name up to 3 times. If he chooses to withdraw his name, the player has until 10 days after the NBA draft combine in May. Cal calls it a win-win situation. Freshman forwards Isaac Humphreys and Tay Wynyard are not eligible for the draft because of their age. Alex Porthras does not have to submit his name because he's a senior. So in total, 13 Wildcats have submitted their names, or will do that, into the NBA draft. Meanwhile, the UK women's team will play in the NCAA Sweet 16. It'll be tomorrow night at Rupp Arena. That game is at 7 o'clock. It'll be on ESPN2.
Should be a great one today. Mayor Jim Gray is encouraging people to wear blue and white through the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 rounds of the women's tournament for this weekend.
All right, it's going to be fun. See how far they can roll.
It'll be exciting to watch, that's
right.
for sure. So let's check to see how traffic is moving along this morning. Oh, go ahead.
Time 6:41. Here's Officer Don. Live drive traffic. Does Deanne ever do that to you? It happens.
Don't fight over me, okay? Don't fight over me. Yeah, Deanne does that to me all the time. And there are no wrecks right now. Traffic looks good on the Circle and the Interstate. And, you know, we're off to a pretty good start, even inbound Nicholasville Road coming in from Jessamine County. Just checked across the county line, and it's still steady. Let's get a look outside. There's a live time look at what's happening in real time as we see traffic flowing around Lexington. Not much red happening, which is a good sign. Now, as far as our drive times go, we're still okay, even through the construction zone on Todd's Road, by the way. They're going to continue working there as much as they can, weather permitting today. But it's 12 minutes from Nicholasville, 15 from Georgetown, 19 from Paris, and about 21 from Winchester. Now, back to you guys. Don't fight.
Oh, we won't. We're having a great
How could you
time.
fight, Bill? Oh, my goodness.
Having a good time out here. Our time is coming up on 6:42. It's good to have you along on this Thursday morning. As we roll toward the weekend, a lot more news is coming right up.
A woman was rescued from her fiery car and the drama was caught on camera. Details on the officer's heroic actions after weather.
And we have that system back toward the west is heading our direction. It's a lower end severe weather risk, but there's still a severe weather chance. We'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Looking at a really good start this morning. It is dry outside and the temperatures are there in the upper 50s to lower 60s. So it's a good feel, looks good, very nice as you walk out the door. 59 degrees there in Corbin, London area. We head toward Jackson, same story. Lexington and Frankfort in the 60s this morning. Then we hit the afternoon. Afternoon is what we're going to be watching out for. Afternoon and evening as these storms travel on through. The slight risk of severe weather, which is the better end of severe weather, the better chance that is back toward Bowling Green and also does clip portions of our viewing area down towards, say, Columbia, make your way into Jamestown, and then work your way into Clinton counties and Cumberland County. That's where we're going to be seeing the best chance in our viewing area. But for the rest of us, it's a marginal risk. Where does the marginal line up with the strongest risk? Well, it's the least. So it's a very limited risk of severe weather, but nonetheless, we're very confident that we will have showers, we will have thunderstorms rolling through, but maybe even an embedded severe cell is what we're going to be watching out for. How do you plan out your day for that? How do you get around these storms or this rain? As I was talking about earlier, you can get rain before the storms actually roll on through, especially as we get toward noontime to about 3 p.m. There's showers and a few rumbles of thunder. This is not your severe weather chance. Your severe weather chance actually comes back behind that. Look at that line forming there by 5 p.m. Anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. back towards 65, and also areas far west and southwest. That's a good area of concern that we continue to watch for that slight risk of severe weather. Then we get off into, say, the bluegrass, Lexington, Winchester, Richmond, Danville, go up toward Frankfort, Georgetown. I mean, you name it, Cynthiana. Those areas anywhere from 5 to 8 p.m. So I-75, work your way southbound into the Cumberland region, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then we head over toward east of I-75. That's where you're getting that 8 p.m. to about midnight. By midnight, it's long gone for you guys in the east and southeast. So really, once this pushes on through, then we're going to feel much cooler conditions slide on through. Remember, most of this is just strong thunderstorms. You'll get a lot of lightning, you'll get some heavy downpours and some gusty winds, but we can't rule out an embedded severe cell. After that, it's more about feeling like winter tomorrow. But then it jumps right back up there for the weekend. Watch this. We get in towards Saturday, and Saturday we're talking about temperatures in the low to mid 60s. So really, it's just a brief break from the really nice temperatures from the system moving on through, and that's going to be on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, guys, you're talking about Easter Sunday, and we're around 70 degrees. The wording there is key. Late rain. That's evening and night is when you can expect that rain as it continues to decrease in the timing. It continues to be pushed back toward the evening and nighttime hours. So when you start to see those trends, you start to be a little bit more confident that you'll actually see it during that time. So daylight hours look pretty good. Egg hunting, whatever it may be. Yeah, it looks just fine.
I'm excited. Saturday. I'm so excited about Saturday's weather. It looks good.
It does. A really nice weekend on the way.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part. All right, Micah, thank you. 6:48 on WKYT this morning. Great story here. 2 Florida sheriff's deputies are being praised for their heroic efforts to save a woman's life, and the moment was caught on tape.
Yeah, a woman was trapped inside a burning car after a crash in South Vero Beach. Now, a sheriff's deputy tried to free the woman, but she was pinned by the steering wheel. A second deputy arrived and actually suffered burns while trying to put out that fire. Now, both deputies kept trying and were finally able to drag the woman out of the burning car. She survived, but is in critical condition.
Just amazing. Those first responders put their own safety in danger to do their jobs, as they so often do. Great
Look at
story.
that smoke. That is amazing.
Wow. All right, 6:49 on WKYT this morning. Good to have you with us on your Thursday.
Yeah, we'll have more news when we come back.
Coming up, the latest information from Brussels on the terror cell behind the attacks and on Americans injured or still missing since the bombings. Plus a new way to find the best deals on prescription drugs. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Hey, good morning again. Great to have you on WKYT. Our time is 6:52 here on your Thursday. It's 2 days later now, and a Lexington woman and her husband are still missing after the deadly attacks in Belgium.
Stephanie and Justin Schultz were in the Brussels airport when 2 men blew themselves up, killing many. Families of the couple say they were given misinformation about their whereabouts. This morning, they are still unaccounted for. Their parents are getting help from the State Department to expedite their travel to Brussels so they can help with the search.
There may be 2 suspects at large this morning following this week's bombings in Brussels. Belgian state media reporting that an attacker is seen on surveillance cameras in the Brussels subway carrying a large bag and walking alongside Khalid El-Bakrari, who has been identified as the actual suicide bomber. El-Bakrari's brother was a suicide bomber at the Brussels airport. He was one of 3 men seen in surveillance photos walking together in the airport. One of the 3 is thought to still be alive and on the run. Speaking on a taping of WKYT's Kentucky Newsmakers, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell talked about the United States' approach to terrorism.
These horrendous events are the scourge of our modern time, and passivity clearly is not going to have an impact. We have to be more assertive. And I don't want to suggest that that necessarily prevents these deranged people from being recruited into this bizarre cause through some kind of internet site. But at least if you take the heart out, you've got a chance to maybe begin to get it on the decline.
The full interview with Senate Majority Leader McConnell can be seen on Kentucky Newsmakers Sunday morning.
In other news, Kentucky Senate Republicans have approved a 2-year budget that slashes spending across most of state government. That money would instead be used to bolster Kentucky's struggling retirement system in a proposal that sets up an election year battle with House Democrats. The 2 sides say they hope to have a compromise by next week. Police have arrested a man in connection to a deadly ATV crash in Mason County. Jacob Horch is charged with manslaughter and DUI. According to the Ledger Independent, police say he was driving the ATV when it crashed, throwing 36-year-old Stephen Marshall off the vehicle. They say the ATV then landed on Marshall, killing him. The FBI is investigating a cyber attack at a Kentucky hospital. Officials say hackers locked patient files at Methodist Hospital in Henderson and demanded money to regain access to them. Now, the hospital says no patient data or records were compromised. The hospital did not pay the ransom. Last month, a Hollywood hospital says it paid a ransom in Bitcoins after its system was hacked.
Right now, 6:55, and our top story on WKYT.com is the agonizing wait for answers about the missing couple, Stephanie Schultz, who is from Lexington, and her husband, Justin, who is from Gatlinburg. There has just really been a lot of emotion for that family trying to get information out of Brussels. Our news team continuing to work this story hard as we look for answers, and we pass along anything that we find out. We're also keeping a very close eye on the budget talks in Frankfurt. Leaders from the State House and Senate will now try to work out their major differences on the spending plan. The Senate is going along with most of the spending cuts proposed by the governor. The House is fighting those cuts, and they'll be hashing that out, it looks like, over the weekend. Lawmakers have also been debating whether to define school bullying under state law, and our web poll shows that 2/3 of those responding think lawmakers should spell out a definition of bullying. Lexmark isn't saying much, but the Lexington mayor's office says 143 workers are being laid off locally, part of a company restructuring. Lexmark's still a major employer, 2,300 workers in Lexington. We have that story up. Also on Kentucky.com, a compromise reached in Frankfort for a single marriage license form where the parties could check bride, groom, or spouse. And some details about Coach Cowell's eligible players declaring for the NBA draft. CBS This Morning is coming up shortly with your eye opener, and we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest, WKYT.com.
Yeah, we're looking at the strong to severe weather threat later on this afternoon and evening. Here's the breakdown. This is the graphic you want to see before you take off early this morning. Around 65 corridor. Remember, this is your severe weather threat. This isn't when you expect rain. Rain can move through a little bit earlier. But the severe weather threat, 3 to 5 p.m. 65, 75, 5 to 8 p.m. and after past 8 p.m. to about midnight east of I-75.
And those winds are picking up earlier, right? All right. Nobody's more up to date than you. Thank you for being with WKYT.
Have a great day.